Hi, welcome to Dixy Storytime World. The Grumpy Old Stone. At playtime, a stone was asleep in his bed when footsteps awoke him and filled him with dread. The children had woken him up from his dreams. He scowled at their stomping, their shrieks, and their screams. The morning got worse when the stone felt a hand which grabbed him and pulled him right out of the sand. "A cake," said Nicole. "What a nice yummy treat. I'll put it right here for the teddy to eat." "But I'm not a cake," cried the grumpy old stone. "Just take me back home and then leave me alone." Jeremy kicked a football up into the air. "Watch out for our picnic," cried Meg in despair. The stone felt a bump as he slid off his plate and all of a sudden slipped under the gate. It didn't take long for the stone to be found. "A pet!" cried a boy as he stooped to the ground. And off went the stone on an unwanted trip. He muttered and grumbled in Toby's tight grip. "But I'm not a pet!" cried the grumpy old stone. "Just take me back home and then leave me alone." At home, little Toby transformed his new friend. The stone really hoped that the game would soon end. When finally Toby went off for a nap, a pirate approached, holding onto a map. "A gem," said Simone, as she pulled off each ear. "It looks like my treasure hunt finishes here." "But I'm not a gem," cried the grumpy old stone. "Just take me back home and then leave me alone." Simone dug a hole, and she looked all around, then covered her treasure with dirt from the ground. "At last, peace and quiet," rejoiced the old stone. "Thank goodness the humans have left me alone." The stone was content to live life in the dark, but many weeks later he heard a faint bark. The ground opened up and the hole filled with light. A hungry young dog gave the stone a huge fright. "But I'm not a bone," cried the grumpy old stone. "Just take me back home and then leave me alone." The dog dropped the stone when it couldn't be chewed, then carried on digging and searching for food. She sniffed and she dug as she followed a scent, and over the hedgerow the stone sadly went. He rolled and he rolled, going quickly downhill. He spun and he slowed, till at last he was still. The stone heard a river and whispering reeds. He'd stopped on a bank, buried deep in some weeds. There weren't any humans, just songbirds and mice. In time the leaves fell and the stream turned to ice. Then one day in springtime the stone heard a voice. "Wait!" called Raheem as he beckoned to Joyce. "Let's use it to test the design of our boat. I'm sure it could carry this weight and still float." "But I'm not a weight," cried the grumpy old stone. "Just take me back home and then leave me alone." The boat stayed intact as it floated downstream, and off the stone traveled away from Raheem. The stone drifted on till the boat hit a log. For weeks he was trapped in a big muddy bog. Then one day Nicole was exploring with Meg, who squealed with delight, "It's a dinosaur egg." "But I'm not an egg," cried the grumpy old stone. "Just take me back home and then leave me alone." "Oh, that's not an egg," said Nicole. "That's our cake. We lost it that time we were playing at break." "Let's take the stone home," said Nicole with a grin. She opened the backpack and Meg dropped him in. Nicole brought the stone back to school the next day and took him outside when the class went to play. "At last, there's my bed," cried the grumpy old stone. "Just put me back down and then leave me alone." At lunchtime, the stone was asleep in his bed. "A seed!" cried a voice, and the stone filled with dread. "Oh no, not again!" cried the grumpy old stone. "Oh, I wish that these humans would leave me alone." The end. Thank you, kids, for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you'd like to stay up to date on all my videos, click on the subscribe button and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.